Welcome back to the No Fun channel. I'm Felix, and I'm having some technical issues. So my primary mic, this mic might go out. It might be time to replace it. This was a cheap microphone, and I keep getting a message that USB device not recognized. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if it's time to replace it. But could be the computer too, the USB slot I'm using. My computer is pretty old now. How old is my computer? About 5-6 years old now, maybe 7. Had it for a while, built it a long time ago. But the mic keeps going out, so the audio on this mic might go out, and the other one will kick in. Hopefully, it should be recording too, but we'll see. What was I talking about? Oh, my ring. I found my wedding ring. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me there. Some ASMR for you. I found my wedding ring. I had lost it last week. So there it is. I thought I left it on my desk because I remember putting lotion on and taking it off, putting lotion on. But found it on the couch. It was mixed in with some paperwork my wife had, and not sure why. But the only thing I can think of is I grabbed it off the desk, took it downstairs, and set it on the couch and forgot to put it back on. And we went through that paperwork, and we didn't find it the first time, so it must have been tucked up in there. But yeah, I got my ring back, but my wife was angry because we were looking at getting new rings, and now we don't have to get new rings. So she's not happy about that. But I was like, save some money there. We found some inexpensive rings that were pretty nice. They were like $500 for 2 rings, one for me, one for her. And they were pretty simple, but they were nice. So it was like, might still looking to get new rings. But for right now, no new rings. And then what else exciting happened? Oh, was it Saturday I discovered our sump pump went out. Because I went in the basement to get something. And that's when I discovered that the basement had flooded at some point. The water had since receded, but it was just like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. So I thought I had fixed the sump pump. I was like, oh, I don't have to buy a new one. But then it cut out again. So I had a second sump pump that I bought when that sump pump went out once before. And I drained the sump pump area where it sits down in the little hole. And there was mud and stuff down in there, cake down in there. So I think it gunked it up. And I did go ahead and buy a new one and put it in. Once I got a chance to look down there, look at everything, I was like, this is easy. I don't know why I called someone the first time. I'm thinking it's going to be all complicated and stuff. Nope. Not complicated at all. So I was like, okay. So now that I know this, next time it goes out, I know what to do. But that aside, I basically have 3 sump pumps now because I'm going to keep the old one. I think it's just gunked up. If I can get it ungunked, or I say gunked up, it's clogged up basically, and I'm going to try to get it unclogged. Well, not basically, it is clogged up. If I can get it unclogged, it'll probably be good to go, and so I can keep it as a backup. And I discovered when they worked on the sump pump, it has a spot where you're supposed to screw something down in it. And they didn't. They just used like clamps to hold everything in place. So I was like, I'll just reuse the clamps. And that's what I did. What's funny though, the clamp that was on the old one, actually didn't really fit on the new one. So I kind of had to stretch it around to hopefully it doesn't break. It lasts a while. And I got the clamps to fit. They're holding tight. Everything's working. So for right now, it's fixed. But I am going to look into getting that screw part to put down in there. Not because I want to do it the correct way, but because I want to see about getting a hose attachment for the other sump pump. If I ever have to, pump out the basement again, I'll have 2 pumps going. I have the one pump going one pump doing the, I'm getting clogged up. So I can have 3 pumps going at once if necessary if my basement gets that flooded. So, but if my basement gets so flooded to where it's that bad, it means it's flooding outside and the pump can't keep up. It won't do any good to probably pump it out anyways. But at least I got that. And then, while I was working on the sump pump, my nose kept trying to drain. And it was pretty bad. And I keep tissue, or not tissue, but paper towels down there. And actually, I forgot I had them down there, to be honest with you. And I saw them, and I like grabbed a piece and just shoved one up each nostril because it was draining so bad. And I remember dripping sweat. It wasn't even that hot down there. That's how out of it was. And when I had to go out to get the parts, to get the new sump pump, I remember I was ready to drive with the window down all the way to the store to get the new sump pump. And that cold air felt so good on my burning up body. And then I had my daughter help me when I was draining the water out of the sump hole. She's like, is it cold outside? She can't ask me. It felt good to me because I'm burning up. And then later that night, I sneezed. And there was just blood everywhere. I mean, it was a fountain, a water fountain of blood pouring out of this nostril. Was that my left nostril? It just poured out. I've had nosebleeds in the past, but never to that extreme. I mean, it had me worried. I thought I was going to have to go to the hospital with the amount of blood that was pouring out of me. It's just like someone turned the faucet on. I was like, where the hell is this coming from? I didn't feel lightheaded, but I did feel uneasy. And I remember getting sweaty, like, why am I getting sweaty? Because I tried to stick tissue up there to kind of stop it, to get to have the tissue, the toilet paper soak it up. Toilet paper did soak it up in like a second. The toilet paper turned red like that quick. And I pulled it out and it just dropped out of my nose. But at the same time, I started gagging. It's like, and I spit and it's just blood. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm coughing up blood. Then I thought, wait a minute. And I started thinking, is there that much blood coming out of my nose that when I tried to back it up, try to clog it, it said, we're coming out your throat. And I kept spitting and the blood got less. But I noticed the spit kind of looked like what was coming out of my nose because it was like gobs of stuff, like almost like flesh. I think I had a blood clot and that was pieces of the blood clot coming out. But yeah, it was just like pouring out of me. And afterwards, it took forever to clean the bathroom. I mean, I stained my fingers. You can't see it as much. I don't know if you can see it on camera. Let me see. Can't really see it. Like in the nail beds and stuff, they were actually stained. They still look stained. They're stained from the blood. I've been cleaning my nails. Had blood on my stomach from just it pouring down my face. Went through 2 shirts. The first shirt I kept on until it finished, and the second shirt, no, I still had the first shirt on. I hadn't gotten blood on it the first time. Somehow I magically didn't get blood on it the first time. But then later on, I sneezed again and more blood came out. And I got blood on me that time and I had to switch shirts. Then the third time happened, but it wasn't as bad. And I was like, okay, it's finally over. But it was nice. I would say maybe an hour, half hour in between. But yeah, it was still bad. It was just like, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that all that blood was coming out of me. And then Monday rolls around and I sneeze at one point and nothing happens. I'm like, okay, I'm good. But then I sneeze again and blood starts coming out, but it's not that bad. I literally just come into my office because the bathroom's occupied and I'm able to just into a trash can and wipe and blow my nose and it's all good. It's over probably less than a few minutes. And then I'm taking my son to school and I start sneezing. I'm like, oh God, no. And I kind of blow and it's just mucus coming out. I'm thinking, oh, thank God, it's over. I get home. My wife's still in the bathroom. She's out and I start sneezing. No, I think she might have been gone by now. No, she was still there. She had that day off. She was doing something. But she was downstairs. She has run an errand or something. That's why she had the day off. I don't know why I did all that. But I sneezed. And it started coming out again. And it's almost time for me to clock in for work. I already got my computer up and get ready to clock in. And I start sneezing. And blood's just pouring out. And I see what time it is. I don't even have the time clock up to clock in. I finally get it up. I'm like a minute late clocking in. And then by the time I got the blood to stop, I was so out of it. I mean, I was drained of energy. I was sweaty. And I called my supervisor, like, I got to call off. It's like, I thought I could work through this sickness. because I was sick and I had a bloody nose, which sucked. So he's like, there is something going around because he had something. I didn't bring up the bloody nose part. I'm assuming he just, the other part he had. I don't know if he had a bloody nose, but he's like, no, I understand. He's like, so he must have had something just as bad, except for maybe the bloody nose part. But yeah, as soon as I got off the phone with him, I went and finished cleaning up. I actually left the second shirt on, which had some blood on it, because like there's no point in switching shirts if I'm just gonna keep blowing blood out my nose. I don't want to keep dirtying up on my shirts. So I suffer through, and next thing I know, it's noon. So it's about 8:30 by the time I get cleaned up and everything. The blood on my shirt's dry. I'm gonna go lay down. I'm wore out, and it's like noon by the time I wake up, and then all of a sudden I fall asleep again, and it's like my daughter's home. Well, what the crap? I blinked. Now she got, and it's just like I pretty much slept the day away. Barely ate. I ate some spicy stuff, which helped with my sinus. It seemed to kind of clear it up, but oh my goodness, that was a horrible nosebleed. And that was by Tuesday. I was feeling, today's Wednesday. Tuesday, I was definitely feeling much better than Sunday and Monday. And then today, I'm doing much better. I am behind on videos, but that's okay. It can't be helped. I had some videos already recorded, but I've even played through those. I didn't have that many queued up, but still. I'm also doing my React channel, which I didn't have any videos. And then I'm also doing this, which I got till Sunday to get posted, but still, I am so behind. That's why I wanted to get videos, recorded in ahead, but stuff like this happens and it just throws me all off. But enough about me. Something that caught my attention was the WNBA or Time Magazine. Was it Caitlin Clark? Is that her name? Athlete of the Year, and people were mad about it. I mean, I get why they're mad. At one point, someone said they should make the whole WNBA athlete of the year. I'm like, no, I get why she's athlete of the year. I think other people are missing why she's the athlete of the year. I don't believe she's the best to ever played in the WNBA, but she's the one that got people to watch the WNBA and to tune in and to show up. I think one of the reasons a lot of people are mad because there are much better non-white players, but they just couldn't pull in people to watch. And unfortunately, in the climate we're in, it took the great white hope, basically, is what it comes down to. She's the one that pulled in the seats. She's the one that pulled in the numbers. I'm not saying she's a bad basketball player by any stretch of imagination, but there's a lot more that goes in with being something of the year when it comes to Time Magazine. A lot of people like Trump's Man of the Year. They think, why is he Man of the Year? He doesn't deserve that. Like, you're kind of missing the point. It's not that he deserves it. It's not like, I think the problem is when you hear Man of the Year, they thinking that he's the best of the best. And that's not what that means. What that means is that he's Man of the Year because he's done something that hasn't been done in years. I think decades. And that is get reelected after losing the election. So that's the main reason he's Man of the Year. And again, it goes to the Athlete of the Year because Caitlin brought in people. Caitlin sparked interest in the WNBA. Their interest was lacking. She sparked interest and people started watching. That's really what it comes down to. So these people of the year type of things, I think a lot of people misunderstand what all goes into it. It's not saying that you are the best. It's saying you did something this year that caught everyone's attention. And that's what happened. That's what happened with these two people. They caught people's attention. So yeah, I think it's being blown a little out of proportion. I think she doesn't deserve all the hate, but at the same time, she doesn't really deserve all the attention either. But it is what it is. People were looking for someone white to back, and she's a good athlete. She knows what she's doing, and hopefully she doesn't fall into that trope of finding out that she's definitely not someone who should have backed, because that happens a lot. Uh, but yeah, I mean, it is deserved. She did deserve to be Athlete of the Year because she's the reason numbers are up for the WNBA. But also in the news, the CEO of was it United Healthcare got shot, and people were celebrating his shooting, and you got people mad because how could you celebrate his death? I mean, technically, he's responsible for millions of deaths. He didn't actually pull the trigger. He denied coverage, and now a lot of people say, well, he didn't directly deny it. He gave the order to deny it. He's the one that put all those policies in place. So. And he was a billionaire. He didn't need to be. Why was he still being so greedy? Why was he still trying to get more money? So, yeah, companies like that, no one has sympathy for them. And there's a reason. And the subway stranglers, I call him, got off, which is not right. He should have definitely faced some prison time. But, yeah, so that's what I mean. Just things going on. And there's also a school shooting, and these people who are all upset about the CEO getting shot are not saying anything about the school shooting. That's just another day in America. And people are pointing that out. It's like, you are more upset about the CEO getting shot than you are the school shooting. Now, if you're so upset about all these shootings, then be upset about the school shootings. Those should never be happening. And they happen way, 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 way too often. And they need to come to an end. And unfortunately, we got politicians who will look the other way because it's not in their best interest to go against gun rights and stuff. And look, I could care less if you hunt or don't hunt. But when it comes to children's safety, that takes priority over your rights to bear arms. I'm sorry, it does. Your rights to bear arms does not trump children's safety. It does not. And politicians are scared to back that up. And that's why I never trust politicians. I just don't trust politicians at all. Definitely don't trust our current politician in charge. And unfortunately, I don't know if there will ever be someone brave enough to just stand up to all this crap. I think America will have to fall first before real change comes. Oh man, I'm getting choked up. Not choked up emotionally, but my sinuses are draining again. Oh my goodness. My daughter's sick now. She's blaming me. I should have told her payback for all the time she's got me sick. I still can't figure out where I got sick. The only place I go is the gym, so I must have got out at the gym. But I started getting sick before I went to I started going back to the gym last week. So yeah, I probably did get it at the gym. Oh man, there was some. What was the other thing in the news? Oh, there was that Cooking with Kyla, TikToker, and I haven't seen any of her videos. I've seen people stitch videos, but I haven't really seen her. And I think someone said she's actually 17. I don't know how true that part is, but she's doing stuff, shaking and all that stuff, and cooking. And apparently, I guess some people are hating on her for no reason other than to hate. And it's sad when you see that, actually. It's like, she's popular and you're not, so all you're going to do is hate. Me, it's like, you do you. Go get your money, Why not? I'm not going to get in your way. I don't understand people who hate like that. It's one thing to be jealous. It's another thing to allow that jealousy to control you and make you do hateful things. Am I jealous that she's popular? Of course I am. I wouldn't mind being popular. But what's funny is, I was talking to my daughter about that. On the one hand, I wouldn't necessarily want the fame, simply because a lot of times with that fame, people, like what's going on with her, they want you to fall. They want you to have a downfall. And it's like, why do you want me to have a downfall? It's like, just, if you don't like me, go move on. Go to someplace else. And what's even weirder, I've watched so-called fans turn on people for the stupidest things. Like, I once saw fans turn on someone because they switch pops they like. And it's like, what do you mean they switch pops? Yeah, they used to support this brand. Now they do that. It's because, it's like they're getting paid to like those brands. Get a brain cell. And I've seen people get mad because of a part they took in a movie. And it's like, you're not a real fan. You're you're a fake fan, because if you're a real fan, you understand they're acting. Or because a person changed their style of singing, or a person did that and this. It's like, come on. And it's just like, wow. That's like people who got mad at Post Malone and what's that guy, that rapper, white rapper? I don't know his name. I actually don't think he's that good of a rapper. I can't think of his name. Oh well. But people are mad at them because like they're switching up and switching genres. But what they fail to realize, the record labels pushed them to be that image. And people thought they were, oh, they're here for the black community. Who said they were here for the black community? They're here for the money. They're here for the paycheck. Let's keep it real. They're not here for that. It's like, they were never here for that. They were never here for you. They were here for the money and the fame. That's all they wanted. And they got it. Now they can go do whatever they want. Their contract's up and they're moving on to what they really want to do. And that's what happened to Pink. Pink got pushed to do that stuff. She even talks about how that is not what she wanted to do. When she got signed, she tried not to do that stuff. But Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, she had a contract and she had to do what they said. And they even tried to push the narrative that she might be mixed or something. And I don't remember them pushing that. I didn't know that was a rumor. I really don't remember that. But yeah, apparently they tried to push that. I would just thought she was a white girl. But but yeah, apparently that was something they were trying to push to make her more popular with the black community. And then she finally got to do her own music, and that's when she really took off because she was doing what she really wanted to do. I think it's Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis had just let her do what she wanted to do in the first place. She could have avoided all that controversy, and she probably would have blew up a lot faster. That's why record labels see nothing but what works and refuse to believe anything else can work. Well, it's not just record labels, it's the industry as a whole. They see what works and like, we're going to do that. When the reality is, it's when someone goes outside the norm, that's when something blows up. So yeah, so every time you see white rappers pop up, it's because, unfortunately, it's Eminem's fault. They're trying to get another Eminem, and so far they have dropped the ball every single time. The thing with Eminem wanted to be a rapper. Eminem wanted to work with Dr. Dre. Eminem wasn't fronting, basically what it comes down to. Eminem was being Eminem. He was himself. And the black people he hung around knew that he was a white boy. He wasn't trying to be black. He was a silly white boy. Oh my God. Getting choked up again. He was a silly white boy who hung out with black guys who were just as silly, and they got along. That's basically what it came down to. They accepted him for who he was, and they were cool with it. And you got these white boys who are trying to act black, and record labels say, oh, they can rap a little bit. Let's go with it. And it's like they push them and push them. They get them with the best producers, the best mixers, the best everything, so they can get the best beats, and so they can get a hit song. And that's all they're trying to do is get that money. Everyone's on board for the money, and that's it. So I think they should stop trying to think that these people are here for the community. I know I went off target. I was talking about Cooking with Kayla. But what I was talking about being jealous of her is like the fame is that I don't necessarily want to be famous in that sense. Because like I said, they always try to topple you and get rid of you. I wouldn't mind having the money that goes along with it. If I can have the money, sure. If I can get the money without the fame, that would be even better. Maybe when I was younger, I would probably want to be famous, because I can get any girl I want, be like, oh, here's a plan B. Don't call me, I won't call you. But now that I'm older, I'm not that worried about being famous. I just want to be able to do what I want to do, and it'd be nice if I made money off of it. But I could do without the fame, if that makes sense. Because there's plenty of rich people out there who aren't famous, so I just got to figure out how to make money. Figure out something I can do and make money at it. But yeah, it's just so weird. Like I said, it's okay to be jealous. Is when you allow that jealousy to take over and make you do stupid things. Like apparently they exposed all kinds of stuff about her. Like her, when I say about her, it's like they gave her personal information out, her address, phone numbers, and all that stuff. And apparently they mass reported her account. It's like, You guys need to just stop. All you're doing is making her more popular. This is going to backfire in ways she'll probably wind up with her own talk show. You guys keep this up. She'll be on there with Rachel Ray doing her talk show. So yeah, Cooking with Kayla. If you guys keep this up, you guys just, I can't even talk. You guys are just going to make her a superstar. Again, haven't seen her stuff. Personally, have no desire to see it. Just hasn't come up on my. That's not what I look at when I get on TikTok. It's usually funny stuff, laughing babies, kids doing stupid stuff. And I think the reason I like looking at the kids stuff. Let me rephrase it. Let me go into more detail on that real quick. The reason I like looking at that stuff because it reminds me of when my kids were little and having fun with them, doing stupid stuff. They're a lot older. We still do some stupid stuff. Me and my daughter still fist fight. Or play fist fight, not real. Well, she's now hitting harder. She's like, you can take it. It's like, and so I'm usually like, all right, you can take it too. She's like, Daddy, no. But yeah, I play around. We wrestle. We fight. All three of us. Sometimes we'll team up on one person. They'll team up with me. We'll get the son. We'll get the daughter. And Mom, every now and again, we'll put her in there. Mom looks like she's left out, and now she gets involved. So usually the kids come to defend her. I'll make like I'm gonna attack Mom, and they'll attack me to defend Mom. So it's like 3-on-1. But yeah, it's I don't even know how I got on that subject. On my FYP. So yeah, she doesn't come up for me. I've only seen the stitches for her. I've never seen an actual video of hers. I don't even know what she actually looks like. Because usually the Stitch video, her head is about that big. It's like, you see the person, then she's off to the side, and the head's that big in the video. I don't know why they got it shrunk down so much. I can't tell you I know she's black. That's all I can tell you. Other than that, I couldn't tell you anything else about her. Oh, wait, she cooks. She likes to cook. And apparently guys like watching her. I got news for all those girls who are hating, or even the guys who are hating. She's not the first to do that, and she won't be the last. Sex sells. Hell, if I had a body, because there are guys that do it. If I had a body, I'd be using it. I'd be sitting here with my shirt off, showing off my chest, sitting here flexing my muscles. I can still flex. Oh, wait. I can't see it in this shirt. This is actually a shirt that fits. It's not tight. But yeah, I can still bounce my chest. It's flabby, but I can still bounce it. But, yeah, it's like, just get over it. Go be jealous and move on. Or let it inspire you to get off your butt and start doing stuff. But, yeah, it is what it is. People are just going to hate. And then, what else? The drones. These drones up and down the east. Oh, I'm clogging up again. Hold on a second. I am so clogged up. I don't know if you can hear that. I can't breathe. It just went away. I got no sinuses. I got this Vicks. Okay, first off, this thing is old. It's really old. Had it for a long time. It's a nose inhaler. You just... It doesn't really work anymore. It's lost its strength. I need to throw it away. I haven't thrown it away because I've been wanting to get it. That's what. After this, I'm going to get Amazon and see if I can find some of those. I don't know if they still make those. Everything's a nose spray. Yeah, it's lost its strength. Because back in the day when it was brand new, it was like, ooh, I can breathe. Now it's like, nothing. What I was saying about the drones, you can't tell me the government doesn't know, like the federal government doesn't know about these drones, where they're coming from and everything. Because if they didn't, they would be military jets would have been flying, helicopters, military helicopters would have been out. I think it's maneuvers. They're doing maneuvers. I'm going to start a conspiracy theory. My conspiracy theory is, one, the military's behind this, and they got the federal government working with them, and they're preparing to do a coup. They're preparing to overthrow the government. That's one theory. The reason I say they're going to wait till January when Trump takes office and then remove him from office and take control. They're going to declare martial law and take over. Another theory is Trump is behind it. He's got people in place and he's going to declare martial law and declare himself president for life. And they're going to use the drones as a way of saying, this is what's going on. Now, the other theory is that they're alien. They're not alien. I don't believe they're alien. Because what would the aliens need to do with the drones? If the aliens were going to invade, they should have just invaded. But yeah, I think definitely the military is behind it. Military, federal government, they're behind it. As for what it is, I think it's just an exercise right now. They're preparing for something because Trump's saying some outlandish stuff, and a lot of the governments around the world are like, "Oh, really?" And a couple of them have said, "Bet, let's see try it, see what happens." And Trump keeps joking about making Canada the 51st state. Here's the problem: Canada is not weak. Don't think we're just going to roll over Canada. And Canada is like right there. And their leader is a lot better than ours. So I could see us losing real quick. Real quick. Like they just come in, capture Trump, and he'll surrender. And we'll become part of Canada. I could see that happening so fast. And I don't know if that'd be a good thing or a bad thing. It might be a good thing because they have universal health care. For the most part, I don't think most stuff would not change, actually. I don't think anything would change if Canada took over, to be honest with you. We wouldn't need passports to go to Canada. And I can start talking like a Canadian, eh? So, yeah, I don't think much would change. Their government's not much different than ours when it comes to how they treat their people. So, the only downside is voting. You would have more idiots voting in Canada. So you might want to think of that. So yeah, if you decide to take over Canada, just remember you'll have a whole bunch of idiots wanting to vote in the election. And I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to re-elect the Orange Cheeto. Even after you guys like put him in prison or something. But yeah, it's amazing what's going on with the drones. But someone also pointed out there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that no one's talking about. It's like, really? What's going on over here? And it's called a distraction. That's probably all it is a distraction to keep you from seeing what's going on. There was something else I was going to talk about, and I can't remember what it was. Let me see if I see anything. I'm checking Yahoo News. I feel like it was on Yahoo News, but I don't remember what it was. Yeah, well. There was one thing I wanted to talk about. There was two things, actually. The first thing is... I forgot what it was. Oh, cars. When I was a kid, growing up, I used to think cars, the brands that were in the U.S. were the only brands that existed. I thought that for a lot of brands. I used to think that was the brand and the only brand that existed. Because as a kid, you don't really think globally. Most kids, no matter where they are, don't think globally. They just see what's around them. And as you get older, you might start to realize, oh, there's more than just us. Like, I used to think about TV, too, like TV stations. Like, do other countries have TV stations? And it was just like, what has TV? What's their TV stations and what's it like over in those countries on their TV? And I did have I did have an app that used to let me watch TV shows in other country and see what TV channels I had. I wish I could find it again. Only reason I got off of that app is it wasn't a legal app, so it had its issues. But when I was younger, I used to think that it's like America, it's America. I mean, I knew other countries existed, but I thought they just watched what we watched and they drove the cars we had, just different variations of them. But then I realized, as I got older, probably about maybe junior high or before junior high, I realized, there is more than just America. And I think I came to that conclusion mainly because of TV, PBS. To be honest, it was PBS that taught me there was more than just America. And because American schools don't really teach you that. But yeah, once I realized there was more than just our TV channels, more than just our cars, more than just our food and stuff, it was like, oh, there's a whole world out there. And now with the internet the way it is, it's so easy now to just check those things out. Like I have British stuff bookmarked on YouTube, and that I watch, that they actually have some of the shows you can watch on YouTube. And I watch a few things here and there. And when I had cable, I used to watch BBC America all the time. And there was another one on that app. There was Japanese shows I used to watch. But so I need to find an app like that again. I kind of miss it. I've been trying to find something to watch TV. I don't necessarily want cable, but I wouldn't mind being able to watch it, even in other countries. Because I think in junior high, not junior high, but high school, I knew there was other channels, other, countries, they had their own channels. And what was funny is the first time I was outside the country, I went to Canada, and, it's not that big of a change going to Canada versus America. But DuckTales came on, and I think I talked about this before. It was in French, and we were like, oh, it's in French. And we sat there mesmerized. We had no clue what they were saying, but it was just the coolest thing to us to watch DuckTales in French. But yeah, it was pretty interesting. So yeah, being young and think, unless someone tells you, you don't necessarily think of global stuff, that there's other stuff out there. And in most cases, you don't learn it until you get older. And unfortunately, you don't necessarily learn that in school. You'll learn about there's other countries, but you won't necessarily learn what those countries have. Like what TVs and what TV channels they have, what programs they have, what music they listen to. Like a lot of music they listen to is not music we listen to. It doesn't cross over here. A lot of our music crosses over there, but a lot of their music does not cross over here. And I found that interesting. And I did see where Ari Spears made fun of the British rappers, and it was pretty funny. Because a British rapper actually, or a British YouTuber actually took that, where he's making fun of the British rap, and put a beat to it. It was actually pretty good, which was the bad part. So it took an American comedian to do a good British rap. Well, yeah, I thought that was really interesting. And then I saw this TikTok where this guy talked about, he said he's talked on this multiple times, where romance, movies, TV shows, and books encourage women to cheat. And I was like, yeah, they do. It really does. Because if you think about a lot of the best TV shows and movies, when it comes to romance, majority of the time, it's encouraging the lead female character to cheat. And it doesn't matter if they're with an abusive person or the most perfect man on the face of the planet. Usually if it's a man and woman, they always encourage them to cheat. Actually, I'll take that back. If it's a lead female character, and even if they're gay, they have them cheat rampantly. They have them cheat more if they're gay, which I don't get. It's like, to me, I've seen it so many times, to me that feels like a trope. Where if it's a gay female, well, they do it with gay males too. Where if they're gay in general, it's like, they have it like the person can't keep their pants on. It's like, just because they're gay doesn't mean they're sex addicts. And it's horrible. It's like, you do know not all gay people are sex addicts, right? They don't have, they don't go around just getting it on every chance they get in groups and stuff. A lot of them are in monogamous relationships. Why do you think they wanted to get married? It's so weird. It's like, how did you come to this conclusion? And I think it's like one of those stereotypes that they just won't let go of. Like, because I know in the 80s, the media kind of covered it with the spread of AIDS, where it made it seem like the gay men were just going at it rampant. And the reality was, it wasn't necessarily he was so much going at it rampant, but it seemed that way. Oh, excuse me. I think the reason is, like I said, because of AIDS. But the problem was, you had people who said they weren't gay getting AIDS, and that exposed them. So that's when they were trying to make it like, gay men or force themselves on straight men and all that stuff. And that was not the case. But yeah, these TV shows, they do make it seem like if you're in a monogamous relationship, one of you needs to cheat. But if the man cheats in a straight relationship, he's the devil. He could be with an abusive wife, or a wife that neglects him, or a wife that's just not there. The same scenario. Let's say the wife is abusive, never there, talks down to him, and he meets a woman who's the complete opposite. She encourages him. She's there for him. Everyone vilifies him. It's like, why is he the villain? But you flip the script, and now she's, you flip the script, and he's still the villain, and now she's the hero. But I hate when I see that crap. It's like, now if you cheat, you're the villain. There's no way around it. If you're in a bad relationship, get out of it. And I know it's easy to say, now, if it's in an abusive relationship, I know it's a little different. But still, if you're willing to cheat in an abusive relationship, that's more dangerous. My thing is, they shouldn't have them cheat in an abusive relationship. They should have them find someone, and that person be like, I'll help you get away. And then they leave. But don't have them cheat. It's just have them leave the relationship and then move on with the relationship. But, oh well, there were some things I just brought up along with all the news things that are going on. There was a lot of news stuff. And I got to talk about my nosebleed and replacing the sump pump and finding my ring. And, but, yeah, this is just crazy what's going on. And this just in the past couple of weeks, all this stuff went on. December, calm down. That's all I'm saying. Next year, please no World War III. Please no World War III. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Everyone take care. Bye.